Dragon Ball. Am I right? Everybody loves some Dragon Ball. Be it the original Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, Super, or any of the movies. You know who doesn't like Dragon Ball? Sad, lonely people without any real appreciation of anime, mangas, or action cartoons. And why do people love it so much? Well, it's usually one of these two guys, the ultimate badass or the ultimate hero. But as popular and awesome as these two are, both Goku and Vegeta would be radically different had it not been for the actions and decisions of a different being. In fact, the entire Dragon Ball story would be nullified without this character's direct intervention. But who? I'm Walt, the most gangster nerd on YouTube, and I'm telling you who the most important character in Dragon Ball is, and why. Now, when I say Dragon Ball Z villain, usually one of two characters come to mind, either Vegeta or Frieza. And as awesome and important and sheer badass as Vegeta is, his story is not the underpinning of the entire Dragon Ball mythos. So go back in time with me to Dragon Ball Z Bardock, father of Goku. This story was awesome. We got the story on how Frieza had destroyed planet Vegeta and killed all the Saiyans. In Dragon Ball Z, we got a lot of beating around the bush about this topic. We knew Frieza had done this, but there wasn't a real definitive why he did it until Bardock. Along with this, the Dragon Ball Minus manga, which was released in 2014, came along and retconned some things but kept a lot of the others. The story in a nutshell is told to us. Basically, Frieza was Emperor of the Universe and had a side business of selling planets. His means of procuring these planets was the Saiyan race. Frieza would find a planet he wanted and then send the Saiyans to conquer it, wipe out life on it, whatever he wanted really. Then Frieza would sell the planet to the highest bidder. It would seem that this arrangement was good for all, until Planet Kanassa. Planet Kanassa had proven to be a hard nut to crack. Frieza's strongest, most capable warriors viewed the task as completely impossible. So Frieza sent in the Saiyans, Bardock being sent in with them. And after some brilliant science, I wonder if anyone will catch that reference, Bardock and the Saiyans with him wiped out the natives of Planet Kanassa. Now, as soon as they accomplished this task, they were doomed. This would prove to Frieza that Saiyans were a threat. After every battle, Saiyans got stronger. The worse the beating they took, the stronger they came back the next time. In time, they would become stronger than Frieza and his minions. Along with that, he had heard the tale of this legendary Super Saiyan and figured that's all he needed. So he sent word out for all the Saiyans to come back to planet Vegeta. Bardock, not being a fool, did not want to take any chances, so he put his son Kakarot in a pod and sent him to Earth, and goes on to meet his doom. And Goku goes on to Earth, and the story of Goku as we know it, yada yada yada. This is the backstory of all Dragon Ball. Without this event, there is no Dragon Ball. It is the catalyst, it is the origin, the datum point. It is from here that not just Goku, but also Vegeta's entire existences are defined. Now, without delving too deep into Vegeta, can you imagine Vegeta without the anger and pain that no doubt comes from knowing you were once the prince of an entire race, and now you're one of the last handful of survivors? Also, you have to consider that everyone, with the exception of Master Roshi and Bulma, started out as either a rival or a flat-out enemy. Krillin, Tien and Chiaotzu, Piccolo, and Vegeta himself all start out against Goku. They were either indifferent, mean-spirited, or flat-out evil. But in time, they seen the error of their ways and ended up joining forces with Goku, though not always as friends, definitely as allies. The first character to break this mold? Frieza. Frieza never hesitated to do anything evil. Not only that, he felt no remorse for anything he ever did, wiping out entire races, destroying planets, even killing his own people. Frieza has never shown any sympathy, and has even expressed delight during some of his most heinous acts. And to add to that, he has never displayed in any way a willingness to become good. Now after this, other enemies like Cell and Kid Buu would become completely non-negotiable, but it was Frieza who was the first totally evil enemy. Something else a lot of people are aware of, though they might not grasp the importance of it, without Frieza, there are no Super Saiyans. Now shut up, I hear you already. Broly was the first Super Saiyan. And that's a fair point, except that he's a movie character and not in fact a part of the canon. Moving along. Frieza was concerned about the possibility of a Super Saiyan, so he wiped out the entire race. In the Bardock story, somehow Bardock was sent back in time and ended up fighting against Frieza's ancestor, Lord Childe. During his battle, he in fact goes Super Saiyan. Lord Childe is defeated, but instructs a minion to warn his family. This is the warning Frieza had of the Super Saiyan. Vegeta even references this information when he realizes that Goku either has or will be turning into a Super Saiyan. Not only that, but when Frieza kills Krillin on planet Namek, he pushes Goku too far, and then he finally transforms into the Super Saiyan. Once Goku becomes the Super Saiyan, Vegeta now sees that it's possible. Goku trains Gohan to do it, Goten and Trunks are able to do it, etc. But without Frieza, there is no provocation to become a Super Saiyan, so it's incredibly doubtful Goku and Vegeta, or anyone else for that matter, would transform in the first place. Along with that, when Frieza journeys to Earth and is killed by future Trunks, he still remains pivotal to the future of the story. When he arrived on Earth, parts of him were collected by Dr. Gero and used to make Cell. We get informed of this during the first fight between Imperfect Cell and Piccolo, which explains how Cell not only got stronger after each battle like Goku, but could also survive anywhere like Frieza. Now imagine events after Frieza within the context that Frieza had never existed. The Z-Warriors would never have became as strong as they did, so when Dr. Gero's androids arose, they would probably have made quick work of the entire team. And should some of them survive similar to how Gohan and Trunks survived in the future Trunks timeline, it's doubtful that anyone would be able to stand up to Cell. Cell would either destroy the planet himself, or, if Babidi had showed up and awoken Majin Buu, neither Cell or the Z-Warriors would have been able to fight him off. Thus, all would have been lost. The only reason the team was able to fight off these threats was due to the long-term effects of Frieza. Without Frieza, no Super Saiyans or corresponding levels of Super Saiyan power. No one strong enough to confront the androids, Cell or Babidi and Buu. So then no resurrection of F or beginning to Dragon Ball Super. So no Super Saiyan gods. Beerus may have just destroyed the Earth without any hesitation, had he showed up on it. So after all that, we can definitively say, without a doubt, the most important character to the entire Dragon Ball brand is Frieza. Without Frieza, no Goku going to Earth to become the hero we all know and love. Without Frieza, the Saiyans are not annihilated and Vegeta remains the prince of the entire race. Without Frieza, neither Goku or Vegeta become Super Saiyans, and on and on and on. But I want to know, do you agree? Disagree? Feel I left something out, or may have something to add? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Walt, the most gangsta nerd on YouTube. Take care and perm your hair.